Florida congressman and Republican candidate for governor Byron Donalds joins us now, who is a vocal defender of the president's constitutional authority. Congressman, thank you so much for joining us. Many of your colleagues cheered on the War Powers decision after it passed. Why do you say this provides more leverage, actually, to the Iranian regime?
Well, first, it's good to be with you. The reason why this provided more leverage is because the president is trying to actively negotiate an end to this conflict. So for members to go on the floor and then vote to limit his military authority doesn't make any sense. Secondly, we're not even engaged right now in active kinetic action. That is not happening. There's actually been not a lot of action over there for the last couple of weeks. Everybody knows this. Everybody's watching this. What you see is, once again, the Democrats doing anything and everything they can to undermine President Trump, especially when he's trying to fulfill his role as the commander-in-chief and making sure that we get the right negotiation done so the Iranian regime does not have a nuclear weapon. I think that was the wrong vote to take. It undermines America. It undermines the president of the United States, and it only empowers the Iranian regime.
Now, the president, he's been, he's trying to get a peace deal done, but we are seeing that Israel struck Beirut's southern suburbs without warning, defying a U.S. request not to attack Lebanon's capital. The strike comes days after a ceasefire agreement with D.C., and Iran had warned that an attack on Beirut would renew full-scale war across the Mideast. So what do you think about Israel's role in this? Because it seems like the president, President Trump, he's on the track to try to get that peace. He wants that ceasefire. He wants to get it done. But then Israel, they're lashing out. What do you think?
Well, first of all, we don't control what the Israelis are going to do, just like
Right.
the Israelis don't control what we are going to do. They are our allies. They have been longstanding friends for a long period of time. We don't control what they're going to do. This is why, in part, the War Powers vote in the House a couple of days ago was, in my opinion, a very stupid vote and very destructive of what's going on, because the Iranians are watching what happens on Capitol Hill, just like everybody else. And what they are seeing is, you see Americans who are saying, oh, we have to limit Donald Trump's ability. And all that does is empower a regime that always is trying to sue for time, always is trying to lie to everybody, always trying to gain an advantage. And that advantage is just to be able to continue to foment terror, not just in the Middle East, but around the globe. So it's important for Americans to stay united on this effort today to make sure we're supporting President Trump and his ability to bring this conflict to a close.
What do you think about the protests, anti-regime protests that have now erupted in Iran? We're seeing thousands of people out there in the streets, but how can they overthrow this government? Is it already overthrown, according to the president? He's decimated it. But this is something that the people of Iran also want. They want this regime to end.
This is a very important time right now. The fact that they are in the streets, they are protesting. They want to throw over that theocratic dictatorship and get rid of it is a positive thing, not just for the Iranian people, but really for global affairs. This really matters right now. And so it's important for America and the West to support those people who are trying to overthrow the dictatorship in Iran. I think also if you go back to 2009, we were at this point. Then President Barack Obama had an opportunity to be supportive, even vocally supportive, for the Green Revolution that wanted to overthrow the Ayatollah back then. The United States was silent. They did nothing. It's a real opportunity, obviously, for leaders here in the United States to be very supportive of the movement in Tehran to overthrow that dictatorship.
Congressman, before I let you go, the president was on Meet the Press a short time ago, and he was asked, you know what, you had a campaign promise to end wars, not start them. And here's his response. Take a listen.
One of your consistent campaign promises was no new wars, going all the way back to 2015. Did you break that promise to the American people?
No. I had to stop a country, very powerful, very dangerous country, from having a nuclear weapon, because they'd use it. They'd blow up the world. They'd blow up the Middle East. They'd blow up Israel. They'd come here. They'd blow up Europe. They're nuts, okay? They're crazy people. I deal with them. And very high-strung people, really crazy. And get along with them. I like them. But you don't want to let them have a nuclear weapon. And I'm doing the world a service.
Congressman, what do you think about what the president said there?
And the president is right on this. Nobody wants new wars. Nobody wants that, let alone the president of the United States. But we had to deal with the reality that was happening today. The Iranians were enriching material. They were taking it to weapons-grade nuclear material, and they had to be stopped. This is not like any other country around the world. This is a dictatorship that is theocratic in nature. They are fully supportive in Sharia all around the globe, and they will use terror and weaponry to make that happen. They lied to the rest of the world about their ballistic missiles capabilities. They said that it could only go 2,000 kilometers. We now know that that's 4,000 kilometers, long enough to be able to reach Europe, to reach our bases in Europe, and to really harm so many more of our allies. This dictatorship can never be trusted. They've never been able to be trusted over the last 47 years. There is a reason for that. They are committed to radical Sharia, and radical Sharia is not compatible with Western civilization. The president of the United States made the right call to stop the Iranians from being able to acquire a nuclear weapon.
Congressman, thank you so much. Congressman Donalds, thank you.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.